doing? We are doing a full class. So we're going to do a 4-card projects. These are actually projects that I did for my team this month. So we do a full class every month. They have the opportunity to participate if they'd like to. And I write up, excuse me. Excuse me. Let's get a drink. Let's just start off in a better place. Okay. So each month they get the opportunity to participate in our monthly make and takes, and it's a full class every month. So excited to share this with you guys today. So we're featuring the Trusty Tools stamp set and dies, and I love these. I love these. We're doing these for our Cultivated Creativity DIY paper crafting kit this month as well. I'll show you a sneak peek of those projects. They are on my YouTube channel, a sneak peek, but I'll show you that as well. Tomorrow is the last day to register, but I only have 4 spots left. So it is almost sold out. So if you're interested in that, there is a post in the group already, and you can check that out. And if you've got questions, let me know. So today we're going to do a full class, 4 cards. And normally I would do a workshop somebody would host, and I would meet with their friends online or in person. Typically I do online, but we'd meet, I'd design projects, we'd have a fun afternoon or evening making some crafty projects together. So that's what this is. I'm just bringing it to you online. And since I'm the host, I'm going to share all the host benefits with you in the form of the order special. Yay, yay. Love it, love it, love it. So there is a order special. Let's see. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up because you guys might not know who I am. So my name is Wendy Lee, and you can find me at creativeleeyours.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. So yes, I have been a demonstrator like 20 years. I've been full-time since November of 2019. I'm married to a wonderful and very supportive husband named Mike. And I have 2 grown children, and those 2 grown children and their families have given me 2 grandchildren. So Bonnie, it just turned 3, and Arlie is 7. So lots of fun with that. So what we're doing today, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to show you the projects. You know, we're going to just share our love of paper crafting, right? We're going to relax. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to share those natural endorphins that are going to be going around and making us excited. And I love, because at the end, I'm going to have 4 fantastic projects to share with others to bring a smile to them as well. So you can do the same by crafting along with me if you'd like, or take notes, right? And this will be recorded so you can watch the replay later as well. Uh-oh, did I freeze? I might have. Let's see. I'm hoping I didn't. Let's see if I can get back to it. Okay, looks like I'm here. Oh, I see more people popping in. Elizabeth, Kathleen, Carmen, Betty, Kay. Yes, I'm so excited that you guys are all here. Yes. Yay, 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 yay. This will be on replay. So this is recording right now in the Facebook group, and I'll also put it on my YouTube channel so that you guys can get back to it if you'd like to. So let's see, there's links for the current catalogs. So, you know, the last chance list is going on now. So there are some steals of deals going on while supplies last. Things are starting to sell out very, very quickly. So if you've got anything on your list, definitely get that. And the cool thing is that when you shop with me, you also get to choose items from my crafty stash. So that's my awesome April. So for every $25 you spend before shipping and tax, you get to choose an item from that. If you need any assistance with any of that, let me know. I do want you to grab your catalogs if you've got them. Grab a sticky note or a notepad. There may be some things that you see that you're like, oh, I'd like to get that. Like I said, I do have an order special. There is a host code attached to that. If you place an order with me, you're going to get a card in the mail thanking you for placing an order with me, no matter what. But when your order hits $50, you're also going to get the packets for today's project. So it's going to come in an envelope like this. Let's see if that shows. Maybe more in front of me. Yes. So, so you're going to get an envelope with your packets in it. with all the cut parts. And then anybody that places an order is going to get the tutorial as well. So, and if you need hard copies of the new catalog, we have a brand new catalog starting May 1st. This one here. Let me know and I will drop a catalog in the mail to you with your goodies, right? When you place an order. Love it. Oh, you like my haircut. Thank you. I love that. Yeah, I did blur the background because I'm not in my normal place. And I don't have control over things. So it does weird stuff to my hair. I look like I have a helmet on, but that's okay. You know, when you've got hair that's all over the place and doing strange things, the blurred background does some odd stuff to it. So whatever. But I did just get a fresh haircut. So thank you. Yes. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and switch the camera over and let's get started with why we're here, which is to craft and have some fun, right? All right. Let me see if I can do this. Not always easy. All right. Let me go here and let me stop that for just a moment. Let's take the blur off and turn some lights on. Okay, now I will tell you, I am streaming through Zoom and sometimes Zoom is not my friend. So my camera could end up doing some very, very crazy things today while we're crafting. We hope that it does not do that, but it could definitely do that. So I will try my best to watch it. Mike got me a new iPad so I can see comments and hopefully my only issue is I haven't figured out how to turn off the setting where the screen goes to sleep, right? So it keeps turning off on me. So I'll try to watch it. So you may see my arm wander over to check that. So never too late, Colleen. Yes. Oh, Carmen, yes, I am going to Mexico. So I am traveling the rest of this month. So it's very interesting. So we leave bright and early on a flight on Monday morning, going to Connecticut. Gone. And then I'm back for 2 days. I'm going to get my cultivated creativity kits out in the mail. So everybody's going to get them early. And then I am going to be headed out to Mexico. So yeah, I'm really excited. So that's our Stampin' Up incentive trip. So very excited about that. So, all right. So we are featuring the Trusty Tools stamp set. Okay, let's see. This is not playing. See if I can get this to play. Okay, so get the sound off. Okay, but can I see comments? I can't see comments. Oh, now I can. Okay, all right, I might be able to do this. We'll see. All new stuff, right? Okay, so we're featuring the Trusty Tools stamp set and coordinating dies, which I love. So today, our cards are more masculine based. However, I've got one that's a little bit more feminine, but I think you can use these for the guys and the gals in your life, right? You can do whichever with this. I think it's super flexible. And I've shown several projects that are for the gals as well. So anyway, all right, so that's what we're going to be using today. And let me give you a quick look at our cards. These are our 4 cards. We're going to do this one. Oh, I just realized I forgot to get the bleach. We'll run across the room and get that. This one, that's my more girlish one. And then that one there. So those are our 4 cards that we're going to make today. Fabulous fun. So we're going to start with this one, but I need to go get some bleach, which is in my room. I don't have to go down to the laundry room because I have it in my room for today for this purpose, exactly for this purpose. So I had shown one of my little crafty secrets I had shown this week was doing some stamping with bleach. And you can't really see it on this project because this was my first one I tried. Maybe you could see it. But it's very subtle on here because I didn't let the stamp sit on the cardstock long enough. So I'm going to show you that as well. All right, so let's start with that. So I've got an old stamp case container, which I use all the time. And this is actually still a little moist. And it's a folded up paper towel, right? So I am going to just take some household bleach and hopefully I don't make too big of a mess with this. You know what? I probably ought to go get my chamois too before I go too crazy, because I will need something in case I make a big mess, right? So I've got it. It's ready. I just need to wring it out. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, got my chamois just in case I need it. Okay, so I'm going to take some household bleach and I'm going to pour some onto this paper towel here. And I want that really wet. So I probably poured on more than you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Well, maybe a little bit more than you might think you need. Or maybe it's more than you really need. It's locked on me again. Okay, so this is my ink pad that I am using. I know that's crazy, but all right, how do I get this to go away? There we go. Yeah, bleach pens work really well as well. But I wanted to do the stamped image. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I am going to grab my basic black cardstock layer. And you know what? I didn't grab the sheet with the measurements on it. I want to tell you the measurements, even though those that place an order will get the full tutorial. I want everybody to know what the measurements are as I'm going, if you'd like to, in case you're cutting and crafting along with me. So this is a piece of 3 by 4 1/4 basic black cardstock right here. And I'm going to grab that hammer image. You can grab any of them, right? And I'm going to ink this up with bleach. So I'm going to get this nice and sopping wet, right? And I'm going to just place it down and I'm going to let it sit for just a moment. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me if this causes any issues with your stamp. I clean mine right away after doing this, so I've not had any issues. I think if you let it sit on your stamp too long, you could have issues, but I don't know. I've not let one just sit and get all funky. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting it sit just a bit. Now, this works the best when you have super fresh bleach, right? Like my bleach is older, right? I've had it for a while. I don't use bleach a lot. I use it more in stamping than I do in anything else. Maybe I should use it more, but I don't. So I'm going to stop there. Put this, actually, I don't want to seal that because that might do some other weirdness. We're going to let that vent. I'll just have a nice clean smelling room today. And then I'm going to get out my scrub and mist and I am going to clean this stamp right away because again, I don't want to have any issues with this bleach impacting my stamp. Now, I like the scrub and mist. You can use the chamois if you prefer, but I like the scrub and mist. I feel like the mist does something good to condition our stamps. You know, it's got the magic juice in there. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. So you can really see it's coming out really nicely, right? You see it's kind of turning brown. Now, you could stamp one time on black and it turned this color. You could have black again another time, which is from a different lot, like a different pack of black paper, and it does something different, right? So it's an interesting little thing to have all of this, you know, stuff going on. All right. So let's see, what do I want to do first? I think I'm going to do my card base. So we'll slide this over and let that bleach dry a little bit. So I've got my card base. It's Pebbled Path. It's 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to do a top fold card. We'll get my groove going here. I haven't crafted yet today, so this is my first crafting of the day. So my head's not quite all there yet. And I'm going to start on the inside because I'm letting that dry a little bit. So I've got a basic white layer, and I am just going to stamp those little nuts and bolts on that one. So we're going to bring this in. There's our white layer. So that's 4 by 5 1/4. If I didn't say that already. If I'm not saying measurements and you want them, let me know. Memento ink. And we are going to just stamp that just down in the lower section there. Pretty, right? Okay. And then I'm going to adhere that right inside my card base. All right, come on, stamp and seal. There we go. I say I'm going to have to get out my silicone craft sheet. Yeah, I think it looks really cool as well, Trisha. It's a cool technique. And it just adds a fun background, right? All right, nice. That might be dry enough. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on. But yeah, play with your different colors because you might be surprised at how this all comes to play out. So I am setting this layer fat quarter down, not quite centered, and I'm totally crooked. Look at that. Let's see if we can rescue that before it gets too settled in. One more time. The reason I turned it to the side is because I thought I would do better placing it straighter, but I did not. Okay, maybe that looks a little bit better. Does that look better? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. All right, perfect. So then I've got a layer of smoky slate that is 2¼ by 4, and I'm gonna just tear the bottom of this. Now I like to tear towards me because then I get all those great fibers, right? And I think that that is a cool effect on a masculine type card. So I like it. And then I'm just going to adhere this. Shockingly, we're going to do this flat. I know, right? It's unlike me to do it all flat. But that's what we're going to do. Okay. Perfect. I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. This is fun, right? All right. Nice, 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 nice. All right. Next, I've got a circle and I've already die cut this. Where did I put my stash of dies? They are buried. Are they buried? Oh, they're right here. So my favorite dies are stylish shapes, and I'm doing this second largest circle. I've die cut that out of basic white cardstock. And we are going to do a little stamping on that. So let's bring back our memento ink. Okay. And I want to stamp "You Are the Most Awesome." Okay. And I'm stamping it a little bit to the left of center because of what I'm going to do with my tools and whatnot. So got that. And then let's add some more of those nuts and bolts on there. Yes, Jean, the old suede paper definitely does some strange things. The soft suede paper, it would have some very interesting colors. And pastel, oh, here goes my camera doing some strange stuff as well. Zooming in and out. So you get to see my whole mess as it decides where it's going to go. Hopefully this doesn't make us too terribly crazy today as it decides to have a mind of its own. So we are going to add some dimensionals. You got to pop up something, right? You can't have a card without something popped up. Well, you can. I don't know that I can have a card without something popped up, right? Oh, good, Mary. I'm glad that you are excited. Do you go by Mary Margaret? Or Mary? It comes over on Facebook as Mary Margaret, so I wasn't sure. All right, so there is my lovely sentiment. And now I'm going to work on my tools. All right, let's bring in some cardstock. Okay, so for my tools, I want to stamp my little tape measure outline. We're going to bring our memento back in. Let's start with that. Yes, Mary Margaret. All right, perfect. Good to know. I'll try not to mess that up. All right, so there's my tape measure. And then I'm leaving a little bit of space because I'm going to stamp my hammer on both the smoky slate. And so these are just scraps of paper. There's no measurements here. So I've got my smoky slate. And then, oh, here we go again. We're going to zoom. And then my handle. Okay. Move that out of the way. Let's clean up a little bit of our black ink that we've got on our mat here, just so we don't end up with it all over us. Still could happen, right? You guys are anything like me, things like that could still happen. Now I want to stamp some fill images. And I love that this stamp set is so flexible, right? So you could color these images, you could stamp the fill images. We're going to do a little combination, right? So I'm going to stamp with real red and fill in that tape measure. And same thing with my handle. Stamp with real red. Okay. And then, I wonder if I should clean these. Nah, we're not going to worry about it. I'm not too worried if it stains it. But I wanted a little bit more color in this versus just stamping the fill image. So I'm bringing in my watercolor pencils. So I have watercolor pencils assortment 1 and 2, and I'm using some colors out of both. You don't have to do it that way, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull in, there is a real red pencil, but I'm going to pull in the cherry cobbler pencil. So let's grab that one. See what we've got in here. And I think in the instructions, I've got it written up as crushed curry. And I think I did Daffodil Delight on the original, but I think I wrote it up with crushed curry. So we're going to use crushed curry. And then I want to bring in the basic gray. It's my basic gray. And we're going to use these on a few. So basic gray, and then I'm going to use pecan later, so we'll pull it out. I can't remember if I used any other colors. If so, I can pull them out. No big deal. They're there. So these are watercolor pencils. So they're intended to be used or can be used so that you color and then you blend them with water. I wanted the texture of this and wanted it to look more like a pencil. So I am not watercoloring it, but I'm using it to add some more depth to these stamped images. So for example, I'm taking the cherry cobbler and I'm going to add some color right to this handle, right? It's subtle, but I just adding a little bit, and then I can color in, and I'm pressing pretty hard. You can do a light press or a hard press with these. You can blend it with water. It's entirely up to you. And then I'm going to add some, again, some highlight of color just to kind of give that a little more definition. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. All right, makes sense? Now I'm going to color in the tape itself with the crushed curry. It's funny because this says it's crushed curry. I had to double check. It says crushed curry on it, but it looks like wild wheat in my opinion. So here again, you can put as little or as much color as you want. And then we're going to take our gray, add a little bit more on that. And I'm going to color this center. So I'm going to do a light color first. And I kind of like the texture it's doing. Again, we could blend this out with a water painter or with something else, but to me, it makes the tools look a little more realistic to do this. Does that make sense? Kind of cool, right? And then I'm going to add some to my hammer. And I'm not going to do anything on the handle because we're going to do some paper piecing with that. So here again, I'm going to do a light color and then give it a little dark. You know, the designers at Stampin' Up! Have already told us where the color shading should be, right? They've highlighted it for us. So that makes it really, really easy. Put a little bit of color here. So this kind of looks like a little more rustic hammer, right? Got a little more depth to it when we add this coloring to it, I think. I think it's cool. What do you guys think? Love it? I hope you do. I hope you'll try this. If you don't have the Trusty Tools, if you've got another tool set, like we've had them over the years, you could try that. Or you could use something other than tools, right? You can do this technique with other things. And the layout is super simple on this. All right, so then I'm going to take my dies and I'm going to cut these out, right? And I magically have these die cut pieces ready to go. Now, I'm just going to trim this because I wanted this to be two-tone. So I'm just going to clip this extra off with my paper snips, right? I don't need that because I want my hammer to be 2 colors. I want my handle to be red, and red doesn't stamp really well on the smoky slate, right? Not as well as I would like it. Maybe if I bleached it out first, it would. I don't know. And maybe I should have gone with more browns because of the way that the, the bleach in the background did. But it's just, I don't want to overthink it, right? It is what it is. And it's given me lots of fun things to play with. All right, I am loving that. What do you guys think? Good? All right, so now we just want to adhere these right onto our card base. Love, 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 love. Little liquid glue. I know, and liquid glue and I don't always get along. Actually, most of the time we do not. And I'm sure I'll be sticky before the day is over. But it's the right adhesive for what I'm wanting to do. I didn't want to pop up too much on this. I want these to be easy. I want these to be mailable. Granted, I mail cards. You guys know when you buy stuff for me and you get cards in the mail for me, you know I mail those cards that have all those crazy pop-ups on them. I don't bat an eye. Nice. I think that's so cute. Now, if it bothered you that this was hanging off the edge and wasn't stable, you can slide a dimensional under there. So let's do that. I'll show you how I would do that kind of after the fact, which I do all the time. So I use my take your pick, right? It's my best friend. Besides my silicone craft sheet. Okay, sorry, silicone craft sheet. I don't want to make anybody jealous. It's close to my best friend. Silicone craft sheet has to be first, though. All right, so just put a little stabilizer dimensional there. I could do that on my hammer as well. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll go ahead and put one up there as well. Why not? So again, let's grab my take your pick. See if it's going to cooperate with me. I'm already so sticky. And then I can grab that right up there. So now I'm nice and stable and all my parts and pieces are down. All right, so we are featuring the neutrals adhesive back sequence with our projects today. So I'm going to add some gold ones. Let's get fun with gold. You could use any color, but because of how the bleaching worked on this, I thought that the gold was actually really, really a nice color to bring in. And I'm going to go a little excessive. It's okay. You can use really as many sequins as you want, in my opinion. And, you know, kind of looks like when my husband drops all the stuff in the garage and his tools, his little screws and stuff go everywhere. Yeah. Let's see. What are you saying, Trisha? With Dimension, you have an in with the post office. I do have an in with the post office. You are right. So my husband, if you guys don't know, my husband works for the post office. So he does give me a hard time. I will tell you that because he's like, Wendy, especially at Christmas card time. So I'm learning, but yes, you need to stay within 1/4 of an inch height, which some of mine are not, as you guys know. And then otherwise you have to pay extra postage. But sometimes it's worth it, right? So fun, right? Fast and easy. And how cool is this creating your own bleached background? So here it's super subtle because again, I touched it with the stamped image with bleach, but I didn't let it sit like I did on this one. And it makes a huge difference in what you see. Now, when you see this card in person, you'll be able to see it. I don't know that you can see it so much on camera here. Oh, did I change colors? It looks like I changed colors. I did. I used Pebbled Path, and here I must have used Basic Gray and wrote it down wrong. You never know. Card packets are going to be Pebbled Path, I'll tell you that. Which I actually like it better with the bleached out because it looks more brown, right? All right, so that's project 1. You ready for project 2? We're going to do this one. Yay! No, I'm wrong. We're not going to do that one. We will do this one, but we're going to do this one next. We're going to do our more girl card, right? So that last one was chocked full of fun techniques. This one's chock full as well, but different ways, right? Let me pull in all my bits and pieces. I got them everywhere. Okay, well, I'm going to start with the card base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored in each end at 2 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so we're going to gatefold this, which means I'm folding it to the center, right? All right, we're going to give that a good crease with our bone folder. And on this one too, a good crease with our bone folder. Now it looks like I've got a little default in my cardstock, but that's okay. I'm going to put it to this side because I'm going to cover it with my layer. So it's not even going to show. So no worries to get stressed out about that. Let's do our card inside first again on this one. So what I've got is I've got a piece of my oxidized copper paper. Who else is excited that's carrying over? Yay! Yay, yay, yay! So this is 4 inches by 2 inches, and we're just going to adhere that on the inside here. Now, to me, this one lends itself to being a gift card holder if you chose to do so. You could change this inner white piece to be a little bit longer and fold it up so that you can make a pocket out of it. I think that would be fantastic, right? All right, so then I've got my white layer, and I need my cheat note for that. 3.5 by 5 is my white layer that I'm putting on the inside here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Petal Pink card base. Thank you for asking that. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Petal Pink card base. Just trying to, you know, add the little feminine touch to this one. Again, you could use any color that makes your heart happy. I just thought the Petal Pink goes really nice with this copper color. So kind of fun. And still could be masculine if you wanted to. My son would still like this card. All right, so petal pink is there. Now, let's slide this out of the way while we build some layers. We've got another piece of oxidized copper that is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and then a 3 3/4 by 5 pecan pie. So those right there. So we're going to layer those two together. Easy peasy. Yeah, I love the distress look of this paper as well. It's very fun, and I think the metallic goes really nice with the stamp set, right? It really kind of plays off what we've got going on here. All right, next I have, let me find my dies again. I have a piece of 2 inches by 4 inches in petal pink, and I have die cut it with this lovely, I think this is my favorite die in this tool set here, is this pegboard, right? I love it. So it cuts the holes. It doesn't cut the outer edge. So I literally just, I've got some extra bits and pieces in here. So you could pick those out or you could leave them in. I think it's cool either way, right? If it drives you nuts, just, pick them out. You could use your take your pick, or I actually prefer my brush tip on my take your pick. I've got the brush tip. It's on the other side of the room. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But this cuts the holes and not the outer edge. So you have a lot of flexibility in size in what you can use here. So I'm going to put this down on the layer with a little bit of liquid glue. Get some of these bits out of my way here. So I'm going to try to just put a small amount in between where the holes are. I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want it to ooze out all over my card, right? I don't want my card to be sticky like my hands are already. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to kind of look at placing this. I'm kind of looking at these two edges. Not 100% the way I did on the first one, but it's what my mood is right this minute. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm coming down a little bit. I really want that down just a smidge. Okay. Now we're going to do our bow. So I need about 15 or so inches of this ribbon. And I know that that is way longer than 15. Let's see. Yeah. So I probably only need about this. And it probably is still too much, but that's okay. And I want to tie this around this layer. Now I may have to do this a couple of times. And you're like, Wendy, that looks short. It's not, I promise. I promise it's not. All right, so I am purposely leaving one end shorter, and it'll probably be the wrong end. Let's see. Yes, it's the wrong end. I need the top one to be my shorter one. I mean, my bottom one, sorry. All right, so I'm going to tie this, and I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to make a loop, and it's hard because it's really tight, right? And I am, let's see. Put that loop down through it's too tight. I'm not going to be able to do it that way. We'll make my loop, and then we'll do this one around. Old school way. No, I can't do it. I just got to slide it over more. We'll just have to clip. Try again. Okay. Make my loops because I'm tying this ribbon. Crisscross applesauce. One goes in the hole and comes back out. Okay, so that's my normal bow, but I don't want it to be a normal bow, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one of the loops back out, right? Does that make any sense? And now I can futz with this to get the orientation the way I want by just pulling this. So now I have a single loop bow, which makes this a little bit more masculine, I think, right? And I love this ribbon with it because it's got that nice distressed look as well. So I'm going to just clip this off. Hopefully that made sense. So you're making a bow like you would normally, and just pull one of the ends through, like let the loop come back out. All right, now let's slide that over. It wants to be a little wonky, and that's okay. Nice. I might need it down just a little bit. We'll slide that if we need to. So normally at this point, I would put this on the card, but because I'm not sure where I want my sentiment just yet, I'm going to wait. I'm going to put my sentiment on and then do that. So I have a square that I've die cut with the second largest Stylish Shapes squares, which is this one right here, right? we're going to use that. And I'm going to bring in my thank you and my pecan pie ink pad. Oh, I got stuff sticking to me. It's crazy. All right, hopefully I'm in camera. The delay on the Facebook side is pretty big. All right. Oh, I did You're the Most Awesome on the original, and I was going to put thank you on this one. That's all right. You could go this way. It'll show you that you can do either one. I'm going to do thank you on this one because I've already inked it up and I'm lazy. Isn't that terrible? So this one's going to say thank you. But you could do You're the Most Amazing as well, or You're the Most Awesome as well. Either one. Either one's fantastic. That's what happens when I'm not paying attention. I'm just stamping, just doing a little stamping today. All right, we are going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. And we're going to pop this up on the front of our layers here. Okay. So this is going to allow me to place this where I want. And if I want to slide that knot over or up, I can. I kind of like my placement. I'm going to go there. Now, I would really like this to come the other direction. A little bit more, so it doesn't cover up all my thank you. Oh, better. I'm happier with that. Okay, let's go put this layer on our card front. Now, we're going to do a little popping up here as well. So I want to place this, and I only want to adhere it to the left side. So what I like to do is I'm going to flip this over. So this is the side that I want adhered down, right? I'm going to put my dimensionals along this edge. That way I know they're going to hit my card base perfectly. And then I can just lay this down here as a guide, right? Place the other set of dimensionals actually on the card base itself, close to the edge. This way I know I don't have any issues with my adhesive being too wide. And I'm going a little bit in from the top and bottom so I don't get too close on that. Nice. All right. Let me flip this out. And we'll place this right on here. Nice. I love it already. I'm just so excited about it. Next, we want to cut out a little circle from our vellum cardstock. I'm going to bring in my 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And you guys know our punches store flat and they're locked. I'm going to unlock it. It opens it. That's the part I squeeze. That's where I put my paper. Put my paper in there. Punch that out. Now you guys know vellum cardstock is leaving us. I don't think it'll leave forever. And then to lock this, I'm going to squeeze and lock. I probably have 15 packs of vellum paper. So if anybody needs some, let me know if you run out. Crazy, crazy. All right, so let's work on our tools. I'm going to slide these things out of the way for just a moment. Let's work on our tools next. I am going to bring in some white cardstock, and let's stamp our paintbrush in Memento Black. I want 2 of them. I know I'm sad about vellum leaving as well. It makes me very sad. I use vellum a lot, and I was working on some projects that screamed that they needed vellum, but I couldn't do it because they're for future use. All right, so I'm stamping 2 paintbrushes. And then I want to bring in my pecan pie ink again. And I'm going to stamp the fill on the handle. Now I'm going to bring in a scrap paper as well, because I'm going to do a little stamping off. Stamping off is a great way. Oh, I actually don't need the scrap paper if I do this properly. Let's see. We'll see how I do. So I'm going to go full strength on one of them. And I rarely get this lined up perfectly. And then I'm going to stamp again without re-inking on the second one. And that way I get a tonal appearance with the same ink pad. One of my favorite things to do, right? I love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, now I wanted some paint on my paintbrush, but I really didn't want to add in another ink color to what I'm doing. So I am going to pull in my Flirty Flamingo pencil. I don't think I pulled that out. Alrighty, so let's get that one. Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to add just a little bit of paint in my bristles, just a touch of a pink, right? Yeah, distressed gold is a good one, but you know, this copper, this oxidized copper works great. I know it's copper instead of gold, but still. All right, so I've got a little bit of pink on there. Now I'm going to bring in my pecan pie, and I'm going to put just a little bit of pecan pie very lightly in with that pink. Because Flirty Flamingo is not exactly the color I wanted, because my card base is petal pink. But adding this little bit of pecan pie over the top of it kind of calms that color down a little bit. Now I'm going to do the same thing we did on the original, and I'm going to add some extra definition with my watercolor pencil. So again, I am using pecan pie on this and just scribbling in some definition. You can do a little, a lot, whatever makes your heart happy. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the lighter one. I just have to remember to do a lighter hand, which sometimes I don't do. I forget, right? And this one I did opposite of the other one. We'll see what I did on the ones I already die cut. They may be totally opposite of this. Who knows? Now, if you wanted a little extra depth of color, you could add some early espresso to this as well and give it a little more of a brownish as well. Oh, I used to stamp this was pecan pie. So full strength and stamped off for these. All right. So we're going to go ahead and die cut these, and hopefully I have them die cut already. I'm not seeing them. Uh-oh. Oh, here they are. Magic. They're die cut. Oh, did I color that one? It looks like I forgot to color that one. Well, we'll color it again. We'll just do it again. Unless I stole the wrong one. Oh, I stole the wrong one. I've got another die cut one somewhere. I do. I just got to find all my cheat pieces, right? Because I stole it. There it is. There it is. There's my dark one. Okay, perfect. So now I want to place these on this vellum circle. And I'm going to put the first one. Let's do the lighter one first. I'm going to put the lighter one down with some liquid glue. Oh, look, I did it on the back side too. And I got pretty close to the same positioning. Not bad. Did you guys do that? If you ever took apart my cards, who knows what you would find on the back? Because I do stuff like this all the time, right? All right, now this extra one, or this next one, the dark one, I'm going to pop up with some dimensionals. I want it to have a little more height and oomph to it, right? And then maybe we can use a little edge here for that handle, give that some stability. You could pull in your mini dimensionals as well, but I'll just use that since it's handy. All righty, and then we will add this. I'm kind of liking that. Super cute, super cute, super cute. Now we can put this vellum circle right in our card base, and I can just put my adhesive right where it's being covered by my other elements. That way it's not going to show through. And then I can lay this down so it kind of crosses those layers a little bit, gives me a little extra interest. Now you could slide a dimensional in behind this if you wanted to, since this is on a popped up layer. I'm not going to worry about that on this particular one, but you could do it if you wanted to. All right. Next, let's bring in our bee builder friend. Bee builder punch. Who else is using these hearts for everything under the sun? I am going to go ahead and just punch out a small little heart because it makes me happy. And we're going to adhere this on with a little liquid glue as well. Just a dab. And then we'll bling it up and we'll be done with this one as well. Love it. I love just that little touch of the Lost Lagoon color in here with the pink and pinks and browns, right? Just adds a little touch of fun. You could change the ribbon up a little bit, but I think because it's got that distressed look, it looks really, really nice. And then of course our neutral adhesive back sequins are the perfect choice because there is that copper color in there that I can just bring this right in, right? Just sprinkle on a couple of these. Nice. Do you love it? I hope you guys love it. Cute, cute. Cutie patootie. And then a fun inside. Again, you could make this longer and have that fold up to create a pocket so that you could make that a gift card holder. Or you could have it wider and have it come this way, right? Either one. Or you can add a layer on top to make it a gift card holder, whatever you want to do. Oh, good. You guys are liking them. Yay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Where did I put the other cards? I'm hiding them. I have no earthly idea where I put the first two cards. I've got things so buried. Oh, well. All right. The next one we're going to do is this one here. So I'm going to start with my crumb cake card base. So this is a 5.5 by 8.5 half sheet cardstock, and I am going to fold it, give it a good crease with my bone folder. And then the front layer is 5.25 by 4, and I've embossed it with the metal plate 3D embossing folder, which goes perfect with this bundle, right? I bought it because I had this bundle. Like I didn't even have this embossing folder before. I purposely got it for this one. Nice. All right. Cute, 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 cute. Now, I want to go ahead and add my toolbox handle next. So this I die cut out of basic black with the Trusty Tools dies, and we're going to put this down with a little liquid glue. Now, you could have put adhesive sheet on this and die cut it. And there might be some pieces as we work around our cards that I wish I would have done that too, but we'll see. See how we do. I dropped something and I have no idea what it was until I need it. And then I'll have to look for it. All right. So we're going to put this down. I'm eyeballing it. Don't overthink it. Just go with it. And this may take a little bit to adhere since it's small amounts of glue and quite a bit of texture. All right, so that's down. Might not be perfectly centered. I'm not going to let that stress me out. Yeah, I think the embossing folder is really masculine as well. Very fun. All right, let's work on our tool. So let's slide this away. And I've got some parts and pieces. Let's see what we've got over here. Oh, I got a whole pile of stuff. Well, I'm trying. Okay, so we've got a wrench that's die cut. We've got some plier blades and plier handles. So we'll have to assemble our pliers. And then I'm going to skip the stamping because I've already shown this to you. We've stamped and die cut a hammer. We've stamped and die cut our little tape measure here, like we did before. And then I also did another paintbrush. This is stamped off, and I didn't color the bristles because they're not going to show, right? And then the one thing I did extra was the pencil. So I stamped this. I can show it to you. I'll show it to you. So this I stamped right on a white cardstock with Memento ink. There is a fill image for this, but I did not use it. Again, I didn't want to bring in another ink color. I wanted to stay with my 3 ink colors I already had going on. And then I colored that in with the pencil, the crushed curry pencil, just like we did on this tape measure. Make sense? If I need to show it, I will. But I know I'm taking your Friday afternoon, so stamp on pebble gray or basic gray. This is smoky slate. These are smoky slate. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's a lighter gray. You could use gray granite as well. That would be lovely. I think basic gray would be just a smidge dark. But you could do it, right? All right, so let me get rid of that. Don't need that pencil. All right, so we're going to slide these over. And let's start layering our tools on here. So I'm going to do all this with liquid glue, which might be the death of me, but we'll do it, right? Now, I think I might be on the safe side and just clip off the bottom of this hammer because I want to make sure it's not going to stick out of my toolbox at the bottom. So I'm just going to clip that off. I will be fine within the confines of what I'm doing here, but I think I'll be happier. So I'm gonna put that down and we'll put our pencil down and I'm gonna slide it just under that, just peeking under there with a little bit more of an angle. Hold that for just a moment. Okay. And then I can put my wrench in. And we're going to put that over here on this other side. About there. Maybe a little further out. Giving that just a little hold. Let's put down our paintbrush. Okay. And I'm going to go, how about there? You can tell I'm like really planning it out. I'm not. I am not. All right, let's assemble our lovely pliers. Did you guys know that that's what these were when you looked at your dies? Because let me grab that die. Who knew that was plier blades? I had to cut it out to see what it was to know how to use it because it didn't make any sense to me. So you're going to layer these together and then adhere the handles on. I already have my glue open in here. I'm trying to open it. All right, so we'll put those circles together. Okay. Hopefully I'm in camera. Am I? Yeah. Okay, yay. You never know with me. And then I'll put a little bit of glue right there on those tabs and put my handles on. Super cute. Super, super cute. And we'll put it on the other side here. We've got our little pliers. Now, if I want my handles a little closed more, I can do so. Just changing that angle a little bit. Okay, now these can go in as well. And I'm gonna have this one kind of doing this. Crossing over my pencil. Hold that down for just a moment. All right, now I'm going to save my tape measure until after I put my toolbox on. Because if I need to hide anything, I think it will make it easier for me, right? So I have die cut the toolbox out of the oxidized copper, okay? And I'm going to pop this up. Now, because this puts holes on the ends, I'm going to place my dimensionals so that they're inside those holes, right? Because I don't want them to show through. You could add an embellishment on those holes, but I felt like the sequins were a little chunky for that. So I didn't do that on this project. I've done it on some of the others that I've shown, but I did not on this one. All right, so now we're going to place our toolbox right up in here. And you noticed I did not put any dimensionals in the middle. And the reason being is because I want to be able to tuck this down in and place it so that it hides whatever I want it to hide sticking out of my little toolbox here. So you could pop this up. I'm not going to. I'm just going to do some liquid glue. Staying with what I had already kind of committed to. And I don't want it to be like on top of that hammer like that. Oh, we're going to go right there. I'm just going to commit. Cute, right? I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so if you are in need of a Father's Day card, you could use this for Father's Day. I am going to grab a scrap of paper if I can find where I've hidden that. Actually, maybe we can just take this one that I put the pencil on the other side. I'm going to get my real red ink back out. So real red on just a scrap of white paper. And I'm going to try to stamp up high on it. That way I don't have to cut out both edges. We'll see how this stamps. Ooh, no, that stamped bad. I need to clean this one. Try again. I am finding on this stamp set, on the sentiments, that I need to not press so hard. For whatever reason, I end up with ink in the middle. Why, I don't know. But that is, oh, I found the other two cards. That's nice. Let's see. I have got a mess buried. Let's see if I can find a white piece of cardstock. Oh, man. Well, this is excessive, but I can use it. All right, we'll try it on this one. That's way excessive. Okay, light hand, Wendy. Oh, now I missed half the stamping. All right, try again. One more try, and then we're just going to make it work. We're going to go with whatever it does. We're going with it. I'm all in. Okay. Perfect. Move that out of our way, and let's go ahead and clip apart our lovely letters here, our sentiment. So you could get out your paper trimmer if you wanted to and cut this with that if you'd prefer. I'm just going to go all in with the fussy cutting. If it's crooked, it's crooked. It's part of the fun of cutting out sentiments, is that they don't have to be perfectly straight and even, right? It's part of the look. You should see the mess I'm making. It is pretty bad. It is pretty bad. All right, so let's put our happy on. Let's see which end needs the glue, because one end does not need so much glue on it. So put a little bit of liquid glue on this and get our happy down. Cute, 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 cute. And then fathers. You could skip father if you don't need a Father's Day card and just do happy day, right? You don't have to put Father's Day on it. You could skip the father altogether. I don't think he'd be happy about that, but you can. Totally can do it. All right, let's add let's see, a dimension and a half from the edge of there. Oh, so close. Might be a smidge too long. But we can clip it away as need be. I think I'm okay. And then we'll just put this right down at the bottom there. Super cute. Super cute, super cute. All right, let's pull in. So we've used gold, we've used this more brown color. Let's use the real true coppery ones this time. And I'm gonna pull them off right here. One there. One there. And let's grab one right there as well. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. All right, let's do our inside. So on this one, I actually stamped the wrench that we hadn't used before and then added the white layer. So you can do whatever you want to do on this. You know, oh, perfect design for a carpenter brother-in-law. Nice. Yes. So you could just do happy day, and maybe you have a birthday actually from something else that you could pull in and use. So that would be fun as well. So I think on this one, do I want to stamp the wrench? Do I want to stamp something different? Choices and decisions to be made. Not prepared with the wrench. Doesn't mean I can't use it, but I'm not prepared with it. So let's see. Maybe we can clean some stamps and switch them out if I can find the stamp set. All right. Let's find our wrench. And we'll put that on here and stamp that in some Memento Black. Just coming out that corner, kind of fun. You could add more than one tool if you wanted to add more than one tool. That would be perfectly fine as well. And then the fill image for this one, let me switch this out again. I knew I'd miss at least one stamp, and I sure did, didn't I? Let's go ahead and wipe away that black ink. We're going to end up with the same thing with some red here in just a moment. But we'll add our red ink for our handle. My red is really juicy. Super juicy. Super, super juicy red. That could be part of my reason my sentiments were having a little struggle bus as well. All right, and then we can bring back in our basic gray pencil, right? And add just a smidge of color to it. Now you could also, you know, stamp like we did the hammer where we pieced it. You could stamp it on smoky slate and add in that way as well. It's whatever you want to do. Color it with blends. If you wanted to color it with blends, you could do that. I just feel like I use blends a lot, and I hadn't used my watercolor pencils in a while, even though I'm not necessarily using them as intended. You know, I like to get them out. Adds that texture. Okay. Placing this in, hopefully centered-ish and straight-ish. Super cute. All right, card 3 is done. You guys still with me? We've been at it for an hour. We got one more. Hope you guys can hang in there with me. I know I don't normally do very long videos, but when I do a class like this, it takes a little bit longer. All right, this is our final one. So this is a top fold, keeping it super simple as well. So I am doing a Lost Lagoon card base on this one. Let's bring in my cheat stuff. All right, so there's my Lost Lagoon card base, folded in half. Let's run our bone folder, give that a good crease, right? Now, I've got my pretty peacock layer. This measures 3 by 5, and you can see I used that to cut out some of the peacock elements I needed on the cards because I could. This is going to be completely covered with the oxidized copper paper, right? So this is measuring 2 3/4 by 4 3/4 on that oxidized copper. So we're going to cover that right up. So it was no worries to cut right out of the center of our layer. So that saves us a little bit of cardstock, right? Granted, we all have all kinds of little bits we can use as well. Perfect. All right, and we'll get this one down. Again, I'm going to do this flat. And this time I'm going to go to the left side of the card. And I'm kind of doing an even on those 3 sides, more or less. Okay. Now, I should have 2 of these. I do. So I've got a piece of Pool Party. It's 4 by 3/4. And I'm going to angle clip my ends. Okay. And I'm just going to lay this right down on my card base and adhere that down flat. So this, we've also added the texture with the same metallic metal 3D, metal plate 3D, this one that we used on the previous card. Okay. Next, what did I do with them? Where's my deckled circles? Could they be? They could be on the other side of the room. All right, deckled circles. So I have a crumb cake deckled circle that I've cut, if I can find it. It is the 6th smallest in the bunch here. I love that there's so many of these, right? We have so many shapes. Well, it's the same shape. So many sizes of these to use. It's so much fun. And I think that this kind of reminded me of a saw blade a little bit. And so that's why I went with those for this. So I am going to pop this up with some dimensionals right on that layer. I think I've used all of these, so we can go ahead and clip the edges. Go all in. I don't know why. I feel like when I get to this point, I need to go all the way around and clip all the edges. It just makes me feel better for whatever reason. I do not know why. All right, so we will get these on there. Yeah, I got to figure out the setting on this iPad to not go to sleep so quickly. I couldn't find it. I'll find it. I may have to Google it, but I'll find it. Okay, and we're gonna put this circle. Let's go about right there. Okay, and then I've got a piece of white cardstock that is 3 inches by 3/4. And let me grab that thank you again in my pecan pie. I'm going to stamp the thank you. Now I'm going to go as far to the left as will work. I am going to angle cut this, so I do need to leave myself a little bit of space, but I'm going to go to the left on that. And we're going to go and angle cut this, just like we did the blue one. And I am going to do both ends, even though the other end is probably going to not show. I'm just going to do it just in case it does show. Okay. And then this can go right down. Kind of makes a little banner flag type piece. Let's go out a little further. That looks good. What do you think? Yes, the metal plate 3D did carry over. No, it is carrying over. So you can still, you'll be able to get that all this next catalog. So glad that that one's staying in. All right, so then I've got my die cut drill parts. So this is Pretty Peacock, and this one is Pool Party. And I'm going to go ahead and pop these up on there as well. Where did I put my dimensionals? Way over there. My camera is behaving pretty good today. I haven't noticed too much wandering. Now, watch, now that I said that, it's going to wander like crazy. But I think it's going all right. Hopefully it's not making you guys nauseous. So I'm being lazy, and instead of gluing those drill pieces together, I just straddled it with a dimensional. Yes, Janet, this will be on replay. So right here in this group, when this ends, unless Facebook doesn't let me, but hopefully it will, when this ends, it will automatically save into the group. And then I will also upload it to YouTube. All right, I decided to angle that a little bit more because I did want to cover that flagged end. So I like that. Cute, right? And then I'm going to use these little nuts and bolts, screws and bolts. I don't know what they are. Washers. You guys know what I mean when I say nuts and bolts, hopefully. And I'm going to put these down. Now, these are the pieces that I'm saying naughty words to myself of why in the heck did you not put adhesive sheet on the back of this bad boy? But it'll be fine. I'll live through it. But I'm using little baby dots. And we're going to put those on in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and grab a sequin. And I'm just putting one right there. You could put more on, but I felt like the nuts and bolts kind of took the place of needing to put extra embellishments here. Good, you're loving the projects. Good, I'm so glad. So glad. Barbara, I hope you're feeling better. I think you've had a rough week, my friend. Okay. I keep thinking I need to get the center out of that, but I'm not going to worry about it. If it falls out at some point, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. All right. Cutie patootie. Another one. Okay, so let's bring the design to the inside. Love doing a little something on the inside. Now, I do a lot of something on the inside in many of my cards. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and this is another piece, same as the front, 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to adhere this. I think I'm going to adhere this. Yes, we're going to adhere this right to the bottom. Now you could stamp on the inside too if you wanted to. I'm not in this particular one. This way it leaves it a little open and how I can use it. And then I'm going to slide this right inside. But again, you could stamp some tools. You could put some more die cut, some little bolts would be cute in here as well. Putting those in. So that is our fourth project. Now my camera's zooming in weird again. All right, so let me put them back out. So that was the fourth one. This was the third one. The second one. And the first one. This is where I might have confused you on color because I used basic gray here and I switched to pebble path. That was accidental, but I actually like the pebble path. And that's what the kits are going to be, is pebble path, because I've already cut most of them. And I cut my packet at the same time as I cut the packet. So it'll all work out just fine, right? I think so. Too fun. I'm trying to get some things off my chair and then I'll switch the camera back over and chat with you for just a moment and then let you guys go. Okay. Let's see if we can. There we go. We're back. Yay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yes, all good stuff, right? I sure hope so. Let's see if we can see the comments. Yes, beautiful projects. Good. I appreciate that as well. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Elizabeth. Loving the cards, Carmen. Good. Thanks, Colleen, as well. Yeah, I'm so glad that you guys like them. Yay, Kathleen. So glad you guys are enjoying them. So hopefully you'll make them as well on your own. And again, I will send the tutorial out to anyone that places an order with me. There is a special host code. And of course, when your order hits $25, you get to choose items from my awesome April stash. And when your order hits 50, you also get the All-Star exclusive All-Star video class tutorial bundle, which is awesome as well. That one's featuring the Nature's Sweetness. And then you'll get even more items from my awesome April and the packets. The packet will come directly to you as well in the mail. Okay, perfect. So the order special does end Monday. You'll be able to watch this replay here until I do my next online workshop, but I also upload these to YouTube. So it'll be on there and I will send it out in the email list as well. So you have lots of opportunity to see it again and again if you want to. All right. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. I very much appreciate you spending a little time with me, having some crafty fun today. All right. Thank you all so much and bye for now.